Alright guys, we are doing the last lesson of Module 11, not the last one of the unit, but the last one of this module. And that's a similarity of triangles. We're actually going to name that something different, and I should have changed it on the tab, but I just now realized it. And this is going to be on 102 and 103. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and label those. You've got a foldable. It's at the bottom of this video. You're going to do that first. Okay, then we'll come back and glue that in, and then we're going to do a card sort. All right, so go ahead and grab this foldable. If you don't have the foldable, you're going to be writing on 102. We'll label that and come back in a minute with that. But instead of a similarity, it's just going to be triangle similarity. So we're actually going to rename this Triangle Similarity. Let me zoom in so you can see that. So we're not going to label it this. We're going to label it Triangle Similarity. Okay. So let's do the foldable for that. Then we'll do the card sort.
Alright, we have talked about triangle similarity. We specifically have talked about how two polygons are similar if and only if their corresponding angles are congruent and the measure of their corresponding sides are proportional. However, just like congruent triangles have theorems, we also have triangle similarity theorems. We just have to remember that they are similar based on congruent angles and proportional sides. So there are some shortcuts, some theorems that go along with those. There are actually three of them. We have angle-angle, we have side-angle-side, and we have side-side-side. We do not have any of the others for these because all of the others, like angle, side, angle, involve two angles. We don't need the other side. You had angle, angle, side, again, involve two angles. Alright, so let's look at the first similarity theorem, angle, angle. If two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles of another triangle, then the triangles are similar, and that's true always. So let's look at some examples of that. Example 1. We are supposed to determine if the triangles are in fact similar. And if so, we are to state a similarity statement. So let's decide, remember we're working with angle, angle. If we have two angles congruent, then we have similar triangles. And I'm going to grab some highlighters because this is very much how a lot of similar triangles are drawn. We've got a green and an orange. What it's asking here is, are these two? Is this triangle similar to this one? So that's what we're looking at. So first of all, we have 82 degrees and 82 degrees. So we have one angle. So we already know that angle W is congruent to angle Z. We have to have another one. Well, since the way these triangles are drawn, we know that angle X is definitely congruent to angle X because it's the same angle. Since we have two congruent angles, we have similar triangles. So we're going to write our similarity segment. Let's start with the first one. So let's go alphabetical order. So VWX is similar to YXZ. We have to make sure we did that right here. X and X should be similar. They are not. I wrote them the wrong way, so we're going to go change that. And W and Z, so we need to swap these. Z, X. So let's make sure. y, z, x, v, w, x. Yes, so we're good now. Okay, let's look at example 2. Again, we're hoping for 2 congruent angles. Alright, if you remember, these marks right here mean that they are parallel lines. So we've got parallel lines here, and they are cut here, resulting in J and F being congruent because J and F are alternate interior angles. You cannot forget all those things we've learned in the past. Similarly, we have K and G, as they are alternate interior angles. We can actually prove that all 3 are congruent. We just don't need them because right here we have vertical angles. But we have 2, so we have enough. So let's go ahead and go in order here. I've got triangle F. FGH is similar, FGH, to JKH. So that did work out. That is the first similarity theorem, angle, angle. Let's look at the second theorem, side, angle, side. In 2 triangles, if a pair of corresponding angles is congruent, here's the angles, and the sides, including the angle, are proportional. So see, we've got the angle in the middle, and we've got these 2 sides. These should be proportional. Then the triangles are similar if that's true. So we're going to look at some examples of that. Example 3. Okay. First of all, we do have side, angle, side. So at least we have that. Now we need to check and see if the sides are proportional. Because we already know, because they just gave it to us, that n is congruent to r. So next, we need to see if these really are proportional. So to do that, we're trying to see if mn over pr, might help if I could write a p first, is in fact equal to nl over rq. If it is, then we have proportional sides. So 4 over 6, we want to know, is that equal to 6 over 9? 4 over 6 reduces to 2/3, and so does 6 over 9. So therefore, these are proportional. So that means triangle MNL is similar to triangle PRQ. So a little different, we have to look at proportional sides instead. Example 4. We have almost the same picture that we had in angle, angle. So L is congruent, there's our angle, because it's the same angle. Now we need to check sides. Now, since it's talking about this small triangle and this large triangle, we have to know that the whole thing is 6 plus 3, which is 9. And the whole thing is 10 plus 5, which is 15. So we need to see if LK over LE is the same as LM over LJ. So we're going to plug that in right here so we have some room here. So is 6 over 9 really the same, we don't know, as 10 over 15? 6 over 9 is 2/3 again. 10 over 15, if you divide by 5, is 2 over 3. That did work out. So triangle KLM is similar to triangle ELJ. Last triangle similarity. If all 3 pairs of corresponding sides of 2 triangles are proportional, then the 2 triangles are similar. So if we don't even have any angles, can we look at the angle, at the side lengths? That means I want to know if RQ, RQ over MN. Oh, no. You always have to look at orientation. These are not oriented the same way. RQ is going to go with NO or ON because these are the smallest two side lengths. R to Q, O to N. Which means we will definitely have to pay attention when we write our statement if they are similar. Okay. Let's go to the next largest, QP. QP, NM. These will help us write our our similarity statement if they're similar. Alright, then let's go RP. And R went with O, so OM. Okay, now we're going to plug them in, see if that really works out. RQ is 7 over 21. We need to know, are these equal? QP is 12. NM is 30. Are they equal? They should all be the same thing, but we got to see. 15 over 45. We've got to check every single one of them. 7 over 21 is 1/3. 12 divided by 30. Whoops. That's not going to work. Is 2/5. And 15 divided by 45 is 1/3. I have just one that is not congruent. So, triangle I'm looking at these. RQP is not similar to triangle ONM. Notice I wrote the statement anyway, but I put not congruent. Not similar. They are not similar. They do not have proportional sides. No matter if it's just one of them. Alright, let's look at the last example, 6. Later, you're going to do a card sort where you get to determine if they are similar and then whether it's angle, side, or side. That is not on this video, as is in class activity, but you're going to try that in a moment. Alright, before we can start, we need the side lengths of this triangle. So to do that, we're going to do 88 minus 56. We're going to get 32. And 143 minus 91 is 52. Alright, something that's nice about this one is the orientation is the same. So we're going to be comparing LK to LD, LM to LE, and KM to DM. LK is 32, LD is 88. Make sure you use this piece. LM is 52, LE is 143, KM is 44, DE is 121. We gotta check them all. Let me put a little question mark. We don't know yet, because they turned out not to be a minute ago. 32 over 88 is 4 over 11. Is that equal to... Let me not put that there. 52 over 143. 411. Let's hope. Really doesn't matter to us either way whether they are or not, but 44, I'm pretty sure that's going to work out, is 4 over 11. So that did work. Since we have all three sides proportional, we know, let's start here, that KLM is similar to D, to triangle, DLE. Make that look better. You can also do proofs with this. We don't have a video of that yet. but you are going to work on a card sort activity after this.
All right, so now that we're done with that foldable, we're on page 102 of your notebook. We're going to glue it in, and we're going to talk about the card sort. So it's 11.4 triangle similarity, I said, instead of what the tab says. And that's the same for 102 and 103. Let's go ahead and label those. Okay, and on 102, we're going to put in this foldable. So go ahead and glue that in. And then we're going to talk about the card sort. Now I'm going to set up the card sort, and then you're going to need to pause the video and sort your cards and then check them. Okay, so that's the whole point in this. You need to check your cards. You should have already sorted them by the time I get to the part where you're actually doing it. But we're going to go ahead and put them in your notebook how they're supposed to go, and then we'll move on from there. And I don't have them cut out yet. So you've got two separate pieces of paper. You've got one with the cards, and you've got one with these little pocket-looking things. And I'm finishing cutting out the pockets. I've already got the cards cut out. And you've got 12 cards. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these cards and sort them into whether they're angle-angle similarity, side-angle-side similarity, or side-side-side similarity. You're going to stick them in the pockets, or if they're not similar at all. You're going to stick them in the pockets, decide where they go. I'm going to show you how to glue them in, but that's what you need to be doing is sorting them into which category they fall into. But be careful gluing them in, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that in 1 second. As soon as I got all 4 pockets cut out, which I currently don't. Probably should have done this before the video started, but here we are. All right, now that I have those cut out, here's how you're going to glue them in. Okay, let's glue. You're going to have to glue them as close to the edge as you can. We're going to glue them a little bit further down. We're going to glue about 2 things down. Now, the idea is it's a pocket, okay? So you're just, let me grab a purple glue stick so you can see what I mean. And I say let me grab one, I don't even have one. Okay, let me go grab one from the back of the classroom. I'll be back. You might want to skip through that part. All right, sorry about that. So what I mean is just put just enough. It's a pocket. So I need to be able to stick stuff down in here. Okay. Alright. And this notebook looks like it's even smaller than the other one because these pockets are too big. Oh well. Let's see if they fit this way. Any better. They do. We're going to do them sideways. Okay, so we're actually going to do them sideways. So don't pay attention to what I just did. Do it this way. I'm going to glue them again. And yes, you will have a little overlap. That's okay because this is, still a pocket. we can still stick stuff in here. You might have to glue them a couple times. You might even have to tape them. I'm probably going to have to tape mine just a little bit. My pockets last year were slightly smaller, which means I must have made the copies just a little bit smaller so that they would actually fit, but here we are. All right, I'm going to tape them just a little bit. All right, now those are in. So you have these cards, they are numbered. You need to pause the video, sort your cards, okay? Cut them out, decide where they go. All right, and I'm just going to tell you once you have done that, so you need to have done that. All right, in the pocket for angle, similarity, you should have placed card number 3, card number 4, card number 10, and card number 11 for AA, triangle similarity. Let's go in there. For side angle side similarity, you should have put in card number 5, number 8, number 12. I feel like I'm missing one, maybe not. You'll see. You might have to put extra in there in a minute. And side similarity. You should have put card number 1, 6, and 7. 1, 6, and 7. I know what the issue might be. You might have to dig out an AA again. In not similar, you should put in 2 and 9. And I think we need to check one of these. Let's see if these really add up before I start putting these in here. So I'm not so sure that they do. The top one, number 11, might not be similar. Probably should have checked that before the video. All right, let's see. 61 plus 49 is 110. That means this angle M is 70. 53 plus 61. This angle is it's not 70, it's 66. So this one is actually not similar. So we're going to put it here. So sorry about that. Number 11 is not similar. So you've got 3 in each. All right. So these are glued in. We talked about similarity. You're going to work on proofs now. Let me know if you have questions.